Hi, boys and girls. This week, we're talking about the ocean. So that's the water that's by the beach. The ocean's really big. I have a very cool but a little long book called The Ocean Alphabet Book. So let's go from A to Z and take a trip. A is for alphabet book. A is also for the Atlantic Ocean. The fish and other creatures in this book live in the North Atlantic Ocean. So that's the ocean that you would go to if you went to Wildwood. B is for bluefish. Everyone loves to catch bluefish because they love to fight. Their teeth are very, very sharp, so don't ever put your fingers in their mouth. C is for cod. Cod can be found everywhere in North Atlantic Ocean. Some grow to be as big as a 10-year-old boy or girl. Wow. D is for dogfish. They are also known as spiny dogfish. They are like little sharks. Every dogfish has a barb on its back and a barb on its tail. Here and here are barbs, and that's a barb. E is for eel. Eels are slimy. Eels are long and thin like snakes. If you don't like to hold snakes, you probably would not like to hold eels. F is for fiddler crab. Most crabs have claws that are the same size. The fiddler crab has one big claw and one tiny claw. G is for goosefish. A goosefish is ugly looking. It has lots of teeth. Its mouth is as wide as its body. Goosefish are also called monkfish. H is for haddock. A haddock looks a lot like a cod. Behind the haddock's side fin, there are dark spots that looks like a fingerprint. Right there. I is for ink. Ink is not the same as the name of the fish. These are squids, and they spray ink to scare away the fish that are going to attack them. J are for jellyfish. Jellyfish are soft and gooey and see-through. Their dangling arms can sting you if you touch them, and that'll hurt. K is for killer whale. Killer whales are mammals. They are not fish. They are very beautiful and can jump completely out of the water. And they're mammals because they have real live babies. They don't lay eggs. Their babies just come out and no eggs. L is for lobster. Lobsters are reddish green and blue. When they are cooked, they turn a very bright red. They have 2 claws that pinch, 8 legs. They also have 2 antennas that help them find their way out where they are. So here's their long antennae. M is for minnow. Minnows are little fish. Usually, they are only as big as your finger. They can be found in shallow waters, marshlands, and creeks. N is for northern puffer. If you touch a puffer, it'll blow itself up like a balloon. It tries to make itself look better to scare the other fish. O is for octopus. The octopus is scary looking, but it will not hurt you. It has 8 arms. Can you imagine shaking hands with an octopus? It would take all day. P is for periwinkle. Periwinkles live inside shells. They can be found on rocks at low tide. Some people call them snails. Q is for quahog. Quahogs are clams that have hard shells. Seagulls manage to open them up by themselves, and small quahogs are called cherry stones and little necks. Those look like the clam shells I showed you. R is for redfish. Redfish are caught in a very deep water, and they are oily, and lobstermen use them as bait to catch lobsters. S are for the scallops. I showed you some scallops. Scallops are like clams, and they have pretty shells. There are many other creatures whose names begin with S. Sharks, sculpins, salmon, sand dollars, sunfish, smelts, sea snails, skates, shrimp, and starfish. Whew. T is for tuna. Everybody has heard of tuna. When they grow up, they are almost as big as cars. U is for an urchin. Urchins are round with hundreds of sharp little spines sticking out of its shell. If you are barefoot, try not to step on one. V is for viperfish. Viperfish live in deep, dark waters. They have lights inside their mouths and along their side to attract food. W is for wolffish. Wolffish have large teeth, strong jaws that are used to open their favorite foods, like scallops, clams, and mussels. So they eat shells. X, we cannot think of any fish whose name begins with X. The letter X. Can you? Nope. Oops. We found one. X is for Xiphias. This is a scientific name for swordfish. Jeez. Y is for yellowtail flounder. Yellowtails are flat fish with both eyes on one side of their head, and they're called yellowtails because their tails are yellow. That's silly fish. And Z. Z is for zillions. That's how many fish are in the ocean. The end. So that was our trip from A to Z to start our week off with oceans. Have a nice day.